darkest roads and up in the clouds. But I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be. Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something good.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is The Village, Conversations with Kim. I'm your host, Kim Jordan. Thank you so much for coming back. I don't take it lightly. This is March, and we are celebrating Women's History Month. So I'm super excited about that. You know, girl power to all the women out there. Let me give you a virtual fist bump, that part. And so we have a special guest today, but before I talk about that, I just want to say, you know how we do it in the village. Please like, share. I want you to comment the whole time. Blow up the comments. Do your thing over there, because this is the time that you're supposed to kick your heels up, grab your cup of coffee or whatever you got in that cup, and just enjoy yourself for 30 minutes. So today's topic is the ups and downs of a strong woman. And I have a strong woman today. Let me tell you about her. She is a talk show host, just like me, and she is a radio personality. She's an author, and she has over 25 years in the entertainment industry. She also is known as Queen G. Come on, Village. Help me welcome Shantae Gibson. Hey, Shantae.
Hi, how are you? Oh my God, that was such a great welcome and just opening. Oh my God.
Glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So as we celebrate strong women, I think that you are the poster child for strong women. And I just want to deep dive right in. So with your 25 years in the entertainment industry, some of that involved the red carpet. Like, talk to us about that.
I am as you said, radio personality, talk show host, red carpet host, and also a talk show host too. I'm a talk show host, stage wise, like, you know, doing actual shows and things like that. But I dived into red carpet hosting probably about 16 or 17 years ago. And I have a mentor named Carla Simpson who just kind of threw me out there. She was like, go do this.
Okay.
And she would do events like the Oscars, BET Awards, and she put me out there in those outlets, just raw, fresh, hands-on. And if you're either going to sink or swim in that situation. And that's really how I learned how to become an effective red carpet host, by getting thrown out there by my mentor.
Awesome. And sometimes you just have to do that. It's on the job training. I get that. And only a strong woman could survive.
Yes, ma'am.
So, tell me, how long did you do that for?
I've done that off and on, like I said, for the past probably 16, 17 years now.
Okay.
Started out when I was on radio with EOTM, which means Entrepreneurs on the Move. Started out way back then, was just kind of doing local events in Los Angeles, hitting different events, you know, coming on the scene and had my microphone and was just ready to be that spokesperson and do whatever I had to do to get the story and the exclusive. And it was the best training. Training on the job sometimes is some of the best training, because you're going to learn all the things that you need to do when you're in that position. You go, like I said, sink or swim. You're going to learn how this works, what doesn't work, what does, how to look, how to sound, how to interact with the guests, all of that stuff. Yeah.
So you have to become everything to everybody, and you got to find out how to mesh with everyone. So, all the woman skills was coming out, and you was maximizing the opportunity. Tell us, who was the most exciting person that you may have interviewed and met during that time?
So many. But one that stood out, honestly, was Teddy Riley.
Oh.
And I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, I was scheduled to co-host with another personality, co-host the red carpet that day. Mm-hmm. And somehow, some way, she canceled. So I already was nervous because it was just going to be me. And it was for the Merlin Greenwood Foundation, which is an ex-Miami Dolphin he puts on like fundraisers and things like that.
Okay.
Well, I'm out there. First of all, I'm nervous because I have to carry the bag of the whole event. And these are football players that I have no idea how to speak to them because I don't know the sports world. And my husband was shadowing me with the camera. He's a cameraman and videographer. So that day he was like, "Do you know who that is?" I'm like, "Honey, no, I'm sorry, I don't." So I was asking them, the way that I worked around it is just to ask them life questions. And I only had like less than a minute with each person. That's the time slot that they gave me for each person. So I knew what I had to do. I was like, I tried to avoid the sports world questions type of scenarios, and talk about life, talk about family, things that impact and affect everybody, keeping it general. Yeah. Then suddenly on the sideline, Teddy Riley walks up and my heart jumped all the way into my foot. Yeah. And I'm sitting here like looking at him from the peripheral, right? And also telling myself, listen, baby girl, you got to do this. That's Teddy Riley.
You got to do
You ain't got no time to fake the funk. So, he walked up and I pretty much asked him to define legend. Tell me. And I thanked him. I thanked him for the contribution that he added to the music world, the entertainment industry, and all the things that he had done that we just all so admire. And that's the way I got through that. And before the night was out, he took a picture with me on that red carpet. He took one with me inside of the event. He gave me his personal cell number. And it was so amazing and so powerful.
Wow. Yeah, I was like, it's surreal.
Yeah. And at that point, I said, you know what? If you can interview him, and this was suddenly and spontaneous, and you can interview anybody, because this was completely unexpected. Yeah.
So, as we talk about a strong woman, you had what many would say was the life. You was living your best life, and, you're around stars, you're around the elite of the elite, interviewing Teddy Riley, and then something happened. What was that kind of changed everything for you?
I was residing in Las Vegas, and what changed the course of my entire life and my family's, 2016, dead of summer in May, I was in Los Angeles doing hair. I'm a hairdresser as well. And was away that entire weekend, just doing all my clients, because I lived in Vegas. I resided in Vegas, but was up the highway, just kind of doing all my clients and servicing everybody. Well, anyway, I felt like, which was a strong voice from God. And I've learned more how to listen to my inner spirit. I heard a voice say, "Go home." And I was very tired because I had been, working all weekend and didn't have no breaks, did like 5-6 clients and had limited sleep. But I knew that was serious and that I had to pay attention to that voice. So I got up and tired, no tired. I did whatever I had to do to get home on that 4-hour drive, listening to music that I like, calling people, whatever. But I knew that I had to get home. I hit the block, got to my home, and I asked my husband, can you please go run errands for me? Because I'm just so exhausted. He agreed. And if you know anything about Vegas, at 10 something in the morning, midsummer, it's already 100 and some degrees.
Okay.
It's hot, because it's desert. You're in the desert. So it was hot already. 10 something a.m. Like, you know what I mean? He gets home from running errands. I'm in the kitchen cooking, and he comes from back and plops down in his chair, and it looked strange to me. And I was like, what's going on? What I realized was that he was having a stroke, and I had never seen it before. But I knew that was what it was because of how it looked. He could not hardly talk. He was losing extremities of his body and things like that. And it scared the life out of me. I told the kids, get out of the kitchen. I started getting on the phone to call 911. At the same time, holding my husband up in the chair to keep him from falling and hitting the floor. So this now became an emergency.
Yes.
And that voice of God that I heard literally was timing, if you know what I mean, between getting home and the moments that he stroked out. Well, I'm an entertainer, so I don't know if you guys know anything about entertainment business hustle, but it's an up and down thing financially. You don't secure the bag, you know what I mean, right away or all the time. And it comes in different ways. Right. You know what I mean? Anybody that knows entertainment business knows that that's the truth. So I made decent money, but in waves, if you know what I mean. But he was the main breadwinner. He was the one that brought in the blue collar paper. And when this stroke happened, of course, I became wife, nurse, caretaker, mom, bill payer. I became everything that I needed to do. Well, somewhere I began to lose. I couldn't maintain all of that, you know what I mean, at that level without losing somewhere. So we basically lost our home. That was the result of, you know what I mean, not being able to maintain all of that while he was recovering from a stroke. We lost our home. We became homeless. And that homelessness lasted a year and 7 months. Okay. And that was one of the most interesting, turbulent, hard, good. And I say good because I learned some stuff. I learned how to become more selfless. Okay. When you go through something like that, losing it all, you become more giving to humanity because when you're in that position, people push you down even more. You know what I mean? Yeah. And during that entire time that we were homeless, we worked. I was hungry sometime, hosting red carpets, or hungry doing my shows or filming. We filmed an entire movie called Walking by Faith, which is the story of our life during the time that we were homeless. Okay. And we started a movement called Operation Bring Your Best, it was a community effort of us serving and feeding the community of people that did not have. So we created a movement, a whole volunteer movement. And we created a base it was called Mulaski Park out in Las Vegas. That base began to get all kind of energy, attention. Like people started coming from everywhere, assisting us by volunteering and stopping by the park and dropping things off. So they started bringing clothes by, food by. They knew that we were there once a month, and they started hearing about it and coming through. And it was a blessing, even being acknowledged by DJ Thump of the radio station out there, and having me as a guest on there to talk about our voluntary movement out in the community. So it was a lot. It was a lot. But I learned a lot. And I got a chance to be a part of a film project called Is That Man Your Husband or Is He Mine? And I did not tell the director that I was homeless almost until it was time to film. And that was due to the fact that I felt like, well, maybe I don't know if I'll be able to make all the rehearsals because, you know, we didn't have a vehicle at the time. I didn't want her to feel like, let me give you special privileges because you're going through this transition. You know what I mean? And I did not reveal to her until almost the end, until it was time to shoot, that I was going through that. I did not miss a rehearsal. I was not late to anything. She would tell you. Her name is Miss Michelle Boykin. She's a film director out in Las Vegas who has a movement called Las Vegas Black Film Festival. She does that every year. And I thought it was a great opportunity. Anytime, you know, I can have my face on camera or film, I thought it was a great opportunity. And it allowed me to keep my mind off of kind of what I was going through. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. What was the turning point? I know that you said that you were homeless for, you know, over a year. What was the turning point? Because as women, you know, we can, you know, we understand what it means to be up and to be down. But then like something kicks in and we're just like, you know what? You know, it's about to go down. So what was it for you that was the turning point?
Well, I mean, for me, I have children, small children that depend on us for livelihood. So I remember what really broke me down, and I don't know if that's what you're asking, but I'm gonna try to answer it the best way I can. What really broke me down is when the car company, finance company, came and got our car, repossessed it. We were living in what they call weekly. We were living in a weekly at the time, which is a hotel that families reside in. And I remember the school for my kids being 30 minutes away each way. No, an hour. No, it was an hour. It was 1 hour away walking distance. It was not close at all. And due to the fact that I had a talk show, my husband had to walk the kids to school each way 1 hour in the middle of winter out in Las Vegas. It was really cold. It was really stressful. And I just remember that being my turning point. Like, listen, we're not going to give up on their education. I'm not giving up on this show. This is any means necessary. We don't have the money to put them on a bus every day. So we got to do what we got to do. And I just remember at that time just being so strong. Like, I can't give up. You know what I mean? That's it. Like, that's the only option. And he would, the way that he would work through his situation of getting them to school, they all would walk to school and sing "This Girl Is on Fire" by Alicia Keys. That was their thing. This girl is on fire. Yes. And it kind of gave them that step they needed to get to where they needed to go and do what they needed to do. This girl is on fire. You know, they was just like,
yes.
And he taught them the 3-harmony. You know what I'm saying? The 3-harmony thing, and they just did it in stride. And my kids they ended up becoming straight A honor roll students at that time.
Awesome. Awesome. If I had a hat on right now, I would tip my hat to you. Awesome. Phenomenal. And I think that we definitely titled this right, The Ups and Downs of a Strong Woman. And so you went to the red carpet. You had the homeless bit. So now you're at the turning point and you're like, okay, we're going to reestablish ourselves. And so right now you're in the process of what you would say getting back up again. Is that right?
Yes. I was so excited when we finally got a breakthrough on getting an apartment. My oldest child actually helped me. She put her credit on the line and signed up for a place for us, and we were able to get back on our feet. And my God, I didn't care if we had a stove, a bed, couch, anything. I was so happy to be reestablished again and have a place to lay my head. We were blessed with a 2-bedroom condo, and it just and at that time we were all the way in the full swing of projects as well as our community project. So we just kept it going. Mm-hmm. We kept it going. And we knew that you go through things like that because God is getting ready to take you on a mission, a life mission. And that is why we had to go through it, so we can really understand what it felt like to go without, to do without food, to not have resources. We had to feel that so that we can be more effective to help the people, through our movement Operation Bring Your Best.
Awesome. And so I do know that you have a book.
Yes.
And when was this book written? And give me the title.
I have 12 books on the market, but this particular one that you're referencing is called Queen G Media Course, The Journey. And this is about my media journey as a media person. Not about my life, not about things like that. Moments like the Teddy Riley moment, or when I was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, or when I interviewed Bushwick Bill. His actual live interview is in this book. I talk about, the early beginning of me being a talent manager, like my media journey of the entertainment life. I talk about Carla Simpson, same person I mentioned to you. That was my mentor. She's in the book. And I bring up things like how she just threw me out there, so you learn a lot about my journey from my early 20s as a media person in this book, Queen G Media Course, The Journey. It is on Amazon, a very inspirational book. And I end it with testimonials from people that have been impacted by what I've taught them in the industry. So
Awesome. Now, is there a book in the making, or is it finished that's called Getting Back Up Again?
Get Back Up Again is complete. That is finished. That is about my homeless journey. Okay. And real quick, I got the title from the song We Fall Down, But We Get Up. The part in the middle where Donnie McClurkin is singing, Get Back Up Again. Yes. Get Back Up Again. That title kept ringing in my head over and over again. And that is what God told me to title the book, Get Back Up Again. I wrote that right immediately following after this. And I wrote it the month of December of 2019, 30 days.
Phenomenal. When I think about strong women, again, you definitely come to mind. And, we've talked off camera about just even now and the stuff that, we are dealing with now, even just as women. And so to, look the way you do, to, still come with 100% and give it your all, you're just not being a hostage to any circumstance or situation.
Right.
You are taking life by the horns and, living it in its fullest. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's not easy, as you know. But I was just talking this morning on my show about the importance of balance. I think for us to become survivors and get through all the things that are put on our plate as women, it's about balance, putting God first. You know, your mate, you have to put them as priority. You have to put your children as priority. Whatever field of expertise, you have to balance it all. You got to even keep your mind right and sanity right, and, you know, build yourself back up after you give so much of who you are day to day. It's all about balance, I believe.
Yes.
That's the message that I've been preaching. And we have to do whatever it takes to provide us as women with balance, because we pour out everything that we have every single day.
Every day. Yes. So Shantae, let me just ask this, because we have 4 minutes left. And if you could encourage women right now, we don't know their story, but we know they have one. And there's a lot going on in the world. Plus they have their own personal stuff that they're dealing with maybe their family, their job, and then them as a woman, the stuff that women just, you know, have to deal with, you know, emotionally in their psyche. How would you encourage a woman to just, you know, be strong?
Well, I would advise them that giving up is not an option. Period. You know, and I would give them examples of that, you know, by way of some of the things that I've dealt with in my life. You know, it took 20 something years for me to get on Roku platforms and have my own business and magazine and go through, you know, get to this point in my life that I'm at now. It took a lot to get there. But guess what? Every corner of adversity that hit me, one thing I could not do is give up. And that's what I would tell them. And I would give them pure examples of some of the things that I've encountered, to kind of, you know, let them know, hey, I've been there. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And giving up is not an option, period.
Wow. Wow. Well, listen, I am super excited. I cannot express this enough. We definitely have to have you back, and looking forward to, you know, hearing more of your story. So, you know, thank you so much for coming on, and looking forward to, you know, you coming back. I believe you're coming back next month. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. We have some other things to talk about.
We got some other stuff to talk about, and y'all not ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all not ready for the next conversation. So, you know, it's about to go down. So thank you so much, Shantae, and I'll see you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, honey.
All right.
Blessings.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So listen, everybody. Woo! You know, ladies, you know, what's that little lady that she on there with the thing, you know, whatever. That's the way I'm feeling right now. I want both of mine up. You know, I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling on fire. I'm motivated. Shantae is thebomb.com, y'all. You know, and you are too. If you're a woman, we all go through so much. So we need a month. We need a month to be celebrated and to talk and encourage one another. We need this. You know, so thank you, ladies, for coming and hanging out with me today. The men, we know y'all up in there, so thank you for being here as well. You know, last month was for y'all. If you didn't see your episodes, please go back, because there is some good stuff back there. Next week, we're going to have Ezekiel Bolden, and he's going to be talking about the things that whatever every father should have taught his daughter. That's what it is. Sorry. So he's coming. You don't want to miss this. He do this every day, all day, and has thousands of followers. Ladies, meet me back here Sunday, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, silence creates distance, but conversations with Kim builds the village. Thank you so much, and I love y'all. Bye-bye.